guys, welcome to my art studio, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 biggest mistakes that beginner artists make. But first of all, if you are a beginner artist and you are looking for some more guidance with painting, you know you love painting and maybe you've tried some tutorials but you're struggling when it comes to your own artworks and really creating unique artwork in your own style, then click the link in the description box and join my mail list, and I will be sharing lots of cool information, tips, tricks, techniques and awesome content with you. So head there for some inspiration. So let's start with the first beginner artist mistake. The first artist mistake that I see so many beginner artists making is not having enough paint on their palette. Sometimes I'll see artists with the tiniest bit of paint on the palette and trying to create blends and create texture, and it's just not going to work that way, especially when it comes to acrylics and oils. We do need to squeeze a substantial amount of paint if we're working on a big painting, because it does get used up really quickly, especially when it comes to white. One of my biggest tips when it comes to buying white is usually I aim to try to buy 3 to 4 times the amount of white, or if that's titanium white, which is what I use, more than the other paints, because the white gets used up so quickly. So next time you're painting, just add a little bit more paint and scoop it up on your brush, and it'll be so much easier to mix colors, to create texture, and also to create blends when you have enough paint on your palette. The second big mistake that I see so many beginner artists making is not using references. For some reason, it seems to be in the art community that if you can just create an imagination of your painting and then paint it and not have any reference, it's almost like then you are a professional artist, and that is so not the case. When you think about painters from, back hundreds of years ago, they all used references, whether that's live models or whether they were out in their surroundings and they were painting the countryside or the ocean, whatever it is. Very often they would study their subjects for so long. You think about Monet painting in his garden. He looked at that reference so much and probably painted in his garden. So it really is a mistake not to use references, because sometimes our mind and our eyes can trick us so much what we think something looks like. So if you think, I'm going to paint a flower, and just think of a flower and draw it, it will look so different than if you actually look at a flower or a picture of a flower and draw what you see. It will be so much more realistic and look so much more professional, and you'll really be able to get more of a professional look with your painting, because you'll be able to measure the values and the colours more correctly. The third mistake I see so many artists making is using too much water with acrylics. So if we haven't realised the main differences between watercolour and acrylic, it can be kind of confusing of how much water to use with each one. If we're using watercolour, then you can use lots of water and a very small amount of pigment, and that is how you are supposed to use the medium. But when it comes to acrylics, you want to use mainly the acrylic paint with just a little bit of water that will just help it travel across the canvas and make it a little bit more viscous. But if we use too much water with acrylics and we end up with a bit of a watery paint, that can be really dangerous, because it actually breaks down the components of the paint, so the pigments and the binders. Too much water actually breaks that down, and it really does destroy the makeup of the paint, which is what makes it last so long. So it will result in flaking and all different sort of scenarios when it comes to how long your painting will last. So when it comes to acrylics, we just need to use mostly acrylics with just a little bit of water. So those are my 3 biggest artist mistakes. If you've got one, pop it down in a comment below. I would love to hear what you guys have either struggled with the most or you see other artists struggling with too. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed that video. I know it was a quick one today, but just in case you are a beginner artist and you're looking for more guidance, make sure again to check that link in the description box, sign up to my mail list, and I'll send you some awesome freebie content. Okay guys, have a beautiful week and I'll see you soon. Bye!